What's up, guys? Sarah Winstead here, bikini athlete and coach for Pro Physique. Today, I'm actually answering a question that I got on my Instagram direct message. So if you guys have questions for me, shoot me a DM all over Instagram. I'd love to answer more questions from you guys and cover them on my YouTube channel in the form of different topics, things like that. So this question came from one of my Instagram followers asking me, what is the difference between training for a bikini competition versus training for lifestyle? Now, on my roster, I have a lot of bikini competitors, both new and current competitors, as well as a lot of lifestyle clients that are just in it to live the lifestyle of a bodybuilder, but not necessarily get on stage. They have a lot of different goals. Some of them just want to get into the gym for the first time and just learn more about their bodies and move their bodies with intention, and are learning kind of from day one. And so that's honestly what I love most about my job, is because I get to work with both of these different kinds of clientele. You know, I was an in-person trainer for 5 years, so I had a wide variety of clients. You know, I think my youngest was in middle school and my oldest was in division. This is listed on the NPC News Online website as far as what the criteria for the bikini division is. So I would start there. If you're interested in competing someday in bikini, check out the criteria. But the main couple of things is balance and shape that fit the division of bikini. Obviously, yes, there is a level of leanness that is there, but if you've watched the Bikini Olympia before, it's not always about being the most shredded. It's about coming in full, having the nice muscle bellies to give the nice shape and balance the physique that fits you according to your genetics, your height, your shape, where your muscle insertions are, all that kind of, your bone structure, things like that. That all takes into account what fits you as far as what shape and what balance means for you as a competitor. Now, for my clients, that mostly means we're training delts and glutes. Now, if we have smaller backs, we also will train lats as well for that width and that definition, especially when it comes to that back pose. And so, again, these are all customized training plans. I work on every single one of them with each of my clients, regardless of whether they're bikini or whether they're lifestyle. It matters as far as like creating a customized training plan, meeting them where they are, and designing a plan that's going to help them grow the muscle that they want to see for their goals. And so, yes, delts and glutes. You've probably seen that a lot as far as competitors go, but there's also other things. Obviously, we need some quads, we need some chest, we need some arms, but they're not a focal point for the training of bikini. We still may hit them, or they may be secondary muscles in movements that we do, but it may not be what we're focused on for those particular competitors based upon, again, what they need, what their background is, and things like that. Also, we may need to increase lagging body parts. So I'll use myself as an example. My glutes are lagging. I was a swimmer for upwards of, I think I was 15 years, I want to say, close to that. I was a gymnast before that for 7 years. And so my upper body is very well developed. And so I actually had to take down my upper body a little bit as far as my training focus goes, but still focus on my glutes. And so again, as you progress in this sport, as you compete and as you get judges' feedback, you start to learn, what are my overpowering body parts? What are my lagging body parts? As a swimmer, I had a lot of quads. I hit quads, we hit leg extension, we hit squats, we hit deads a lot during college days. And so I had to actually take that out of my training completely. I had to do that for some of my clients. Maybe my clients that are half marathon runners or have played soccer or something like that. They may be very quad dominant. And they may need to take that out completely if they have aspirations of getting on stage. Now, if they're just a lifestyle client and they want to improve their overall shape and density, then of course we're going to train quads. And of course, you know, we're not hitting glutes without hitting quads of some kind in some movements. I'm not saying we're not doing it at all and you can't train this to compete in bikini. No, I'm saying you have to evaluate what your own personal physique is, and then of course hire a great coach that knows your physique, that can design a program to kind of, again, meet you where you are as far as your physique goes. Now, lifestyle clients, very client driven. I have a lot of really good conversations with all of my clients, obviously, before they come on board with me, but specifically for my lifestyle clients, I want to know, what are you looking for? What kind of physique and what kind of shape and what kind of density are you looking for in your physique? Are there areas where you might have muscle imbalances, like right to left, top to bottom, maybe even previous injuries, or maybe working on things like posture, especially if they've been working with like a physical therapist or something like that. I want to work on these kinds of things, and we work on them, based upon exercise selection of what works for them. Maybe they're coming to me with like a previous back injury or a knee injury that we have to kind of work through and test out different exercises and create a plan for them that's going to address those things. And so again, I dive deep into that with bikini, but a lot of my clients maybe aren't coming to me for the bikini with those massive imbalances, postural issues, or things that require physical therapy and things like that. Consistency. A lot of my lifestyle clients, again, that may be their first time in the gym, maybe since COVID, or in a couple of years, or maybe since having a baby. Maybe they're just getting back into that lifestyle again, and they need the accountability, they need the consistency. That's where bikini clients, they don't need as much of that because they may be coming to me already having that if they've competed before, or if they know they need to have that before they enter a competition. But for lifestyle clients, especially when I was an in-person trainer, they needed that appointment on the calendar because that kept them accountable. It's the same thing goes with check-ins. If you know that you're having a check-in with your coach on a specific day, it makes it a lot easier to have that accountability, create that consistency. And again, I set the goals and meet them, because if we're only able to commit to 2 days of training, it's going to be a great 2 days. Then maybe eventually once they get 2 days down consistently for a number of weeks, we'll add a third day. If they'd be like, oh, I can actually add a third day, and now that I've got this habit done. It's a lot about habits for lifestyle clients and building those up and building the foundations and laying them down brick by brick by brick, day by day. Full body. We're going to hit every single muscle group, obviously taking into account, again, still maybe where they have overpowering muscles or where they don't want to grow anymore. We're still going to hit those, but we're going to hit things like chest. We're going to hit things like arms, and we're going to hit things that are, again, even more core focused or postural focused and things like that, because there is no limitation as far as like criteria that they're trying to fit for a lifestyle client. That's where they actually differ in their goals, and they should. That's what it makes a difference between a lifestyle client and a competitor. Learning form and RPE. A lot of my clients come to me for lifestyle that maybe not, have the best form in a lot of their movements. I love seeing videos of them. They text them to me, seeing them move in space and seeing them assessing things like RDLs. Learning a hip hinge is one of the hardest things to learn, especially for lifestyle clients and especially online. Is teaching them as like, pretend your butt is closing a door, things like that, of cues that I give them through our back and forth and through assessing form multiple times, and then they get better. Then they're like, ooh, it clicks. They're like, ooh, I feel that muscle working now. It's great. Same thing goes with RPE. Especially for my females, they may be coming from a group class background. Not a bad thing, but they may have been part of the pink dumbbell club is what I call it. Maybe the 1, 2, or 5 pounders, to where it's more cardio based and they haven't really pushed themselves, or they may be afraid to push themselves into that heavier, according to them, weight range, which heavy is different for everybody. Heavy is relative to what your goals are and who you are. And so that's where the challenge comes in. And again, I still like assessing that through video as far as like, hey, how many more reps do you have left in the tank? Is this like an 8 or a 9 RPE? Are we pushing the envelope and flirting with failure? That's hard for someone that may have come from a background, again, of classes or more cardio-based training and has never gotten in the gym, doesn't even know where to push themselves or how far to go. I love assessing that kind of stuff with lifestyle clients because, again, once it clicks, like form clicks, everything else is just like, oh, okay, that's where I'm supposed to go. That's how far I'm supposed to push myself. And I'm just like, yep. And it's great. It's super fun. But things they have in common, bikini, lifestyle, I don't care who you are. These are some pillars of training, especially, that I go over with every single one of my clients, regardless of who you are. Quality. Quality over quantity. Better is better. More is not necessarily always, in that case, better. Better is better. And so I work a lot on quality training, quality reps, not junk voluming them to death or anything like that. Time. Everything takes time. This is why one of my words is patience. Because we all need patience. And time is the biggest factor because, especially when it comes to building muscle mass, it can take a very long time to do it. Fat loss, so much easier, so much faster. You see results in a matter of months, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. You may not see the fruits of your labor from muscle mass building for 6+ months. This is why I always say, and if you watch my videos, Building muscle mass takes time. That's why I love improvement seasons. That's why I like longer improvement seasons. That's why I like building muscle mass first. Lifestyle, competitor, it doesn't matter. I love building muscle mass, and it takes a lot longer than you may think it will. But when you reveal that muscle mass in a fat loss phase, you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I actually spent the time to build that muscle mass. Recovery. If you're not recovered, constantly sore, low energy, you're not building muscle mass. I don't care who you are. You cannot kill yourself every single session and in between your sessions. Muscle building doesn't happen in the gym. Muscle building happens when we're not in the gym on rest day, which for me is today. Thank God. Recovery at optimal. Take maybe a yoga class, go for a walk, work on your mobility, work on your flexibility, embrace things like massages, Epsom salt baths, doing nothing, sitting on the floor reading a book. Like, those things are so incredibly important. That's why I say quality. More is not always necessarily better. I used to be team no rest day. Trust me, been there, done that. Did not grow. Didn't grow any muscle mass, and I wondered why. Recovery. Nutrition. Other aspect of things. If you're constantly yo-yo dieting, under eating, or doing the 1200 calories, fat, intermittent fasting, keto, Whole30, whatever concoction, the latest thing out there, if you're constantly doing that and not spending time dedicated to actually fueling your body and giving it what it needs from a calorie, carbohydrate, proteins, fats, all that nutrient standpoint, you're not going to grow. You're not. Again, don't care who you are. If you're not in a position to be anabolic, to build muscle mass, you're not going to build it. And that comes through energy, that comes through sleep, stress management, recovery, time, training, things like that. A combination of all those things. But again, I used to be there too. I used to be under eating for what my muscles needed. And again, spinning my wheels, constantly not building muscle mass. Last element, progressive overload. Are we getting stronger on paper? Is it sets? Is it reps? Is it weight? Is it, better form, better range of motion, better mind-muscle connection? There's a lot of different ways to employ progressive overload in both bikini clients and lifestyle clients. Hey, did my lifestyle client, did you get one more pull-up this week versus 3 weeks ago? Yes, great, wonderful. Odds are you're building muscle mass as far as progressive overload goes. It's not going to happen every single time. I'm not saying you're going to hit a PR every single time you get in the gym, but it should happen every so often, or when you time it and when you do testing periods and things like that. Again, both. All of these elements go for both types of clients. So I hope that answers the question as far as like what the differences are between bikini and lifestyle and how we kind of take that to the next level for both types of clients, because all of them are important. Every single goal you have is important, and hiring a coach and getting with a coach that knows you and can design a training plan specific for you and your goals, it's gonna help you get to that next level. So I appreciate you guys' time today. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things to my channel. I can't wait to share more bikini prep updates with you guys over the next ensuing weeks. It's starting to get really cool, really exciting. Hungry, let's freaking go. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.